Yes, yes. Welcome to the ancient world of tabletop games. I am Agamemnon from the historical documentary Time Bandits. This is a report from a fugitive. I haven't been paid by board game, role-playing game, or game accessory companies to place products in front of you in any of my videos so far. The law is straightforward enough. If I show you a product in a video of mine and I haven't been paid in cash, goods, or services to do so, then I am not advertising anything, and I don't need to say so in the video or video description. The moment goodly monies, tangible goods, or unspecified services are passed to me in exchange for a plug, well, then I'll be in the advertising business. I am legally obliged to mention this if it happens, and, to be fucking blunt about it, I'll fucking tell you so. I'm not saying I'll open an advert by revealing, "This is a fucking advert," but I will tell you. Repeatedly. Before I recorded a single video, I checked out an organization called the Advertising Standards Authority and its conjoined twin, the CAP, Committee of Advertising Practices. There's another committee for broadcasting called BCAP. Nothing wrong with emphasis. I checked advertising regulations for YouTube videos before I recorded a single video. I learned that it's not enough to tick a box that flashes up a sign saying, "Includes paid promotion." If I'm paid cash to put a game in front of the camera and talk that game up, I have to repeatedly remind my audience that money changed hands. Should I mention the transaction in the video description? Yes. But I must understand that not all devices display the video description prominently. Pop-up toasters are sadly lacking in that area. So I must address the financial arrangement in the video itself, and ticking that box for the label "includes paid promotion" just isn't good enough either. Telling you that a video is advertising something isn't good enough. Right at the start of the video, not good enough. For reasons of the plot, viewers are capable of skipping the start of a video. I won't name names here, but I routinely skip the first 2 minutes of a video by a board gaming YouTuber, as I know damn fine well that the presenter says nothing of relevance in the first 2 minutes. Every fucking time. How do I know this if I skip this? I've watched enough of those videos to know that I can skip yonder 2-minute black hole of knowledgeless waffle. But I will still tell you at the start of the video, and I'll pick a place in the middle of the video, and I'll tell you again there. That's not good enough either. I'll have to tell you at the end. How often will I tell you? If I'm sharp enough to remember, I'll type it up in the tweet I send out plugging my video. I'll definitely tell you in the video description whether you can read that or not. After that, I'll tell you by using the label "includes paid promotion." I'll tell you at the start of the video by audio means and separately with a sign of some kind. Then I'll tell you again in the middle of the video by audio and through visual means. I'll do the same at the end, so I'll tell you loads of times. What won't I do? I won't be fucking casual about it. Hey guys, what's up? The fun people over at Death Star Industries sent me this board gaming treat, and what a visual feast it is. I thought it would be really neat to take a special look at this in my handy-dandy Huckmagandy preview. Death Star Industries, for all your orbital industrial space laser needs. They also do nifty dice games, and that is a board gaming fact. No, you don't sell your soul when advertising products. You sell bits of what's left of your dignity in entering into advertising without seeming to advertise, and that's... what's the technical term again? Oh, yes. Illegal. What paid deals can you expect to see on this channel in the near future? Don't expect any just yet. Brutally, I can't advertise a game that I could not play on the channel. Early days yet, and I'm working up to gameplay videos with an international audience. And that means I beam the views of the table to my fellow players across the seas, so there won't be any dexterity games or games involving sand timers. With so much electronic bullshit to deal with, in addition to running games, I won't have the time or energy to run board games that rely on apps, certainly not time-sensitive ones. Another piece of electronic tomfoolery is bound to be the digital straw that breaks the studio's back. Passing on advertising games that are technically difficult to run, that's one thing. I'd also pass on games that I just wouldn't like. Liking or not liking a product falls down to the intellectual property licensed out. In certain cases, I'd pass up on advertising branded properties that I hadn't tried out, whether I liked them or not. For example, I've never played Dark Souls, and from what I've seen of it, I'm not keen on the idea of playing the computer game. Suppose the company behind the board game version approached me with a tasty deal. I'd pass. What else couldn't I advertise? Unfinished or unpublished games. That automatically knocks Kickstarter projects out of the door, whether those games are later available in retail or not. No advertising on that front. I couldn't advertise a game company's products if I knew for certain the company happened to be, what's the technical term? Yes, crooked. There are huge lumbering games I couldn't take money to plug, larger than the largest game I have on my shelves. Am I going to advertise a huge lumbering creature of a board game? Ask the question, would I buy it? And if it's a ginormous, gravity-inducing game that brings tears to the wallet and fiery needles to the seated arses of its players, I'd have to think Lang earned a price tag and physical cost. Taking a tiny cut of the action to foist a kidney-wincing game on a cash-strapped public leaves a bitter taste on the forked tongue. I could run through these categories all day. Yet, what of the advertising itself? There's plain outright advertising. Hey there, audience. I've just taken money to put a game on the table, and I have a long list of things I must now talk you through. In that case, the games company has a great degree of control over the content. It's advertising. If I have free rein over my description and presentation of the product, then I've been paid to advertise that game using my own regular format. And that is an editorial matter. The word coined to cover this state of affairs is advertorial, which sounds awfully close to lavatorial. We shall not dwell. Another form of money spinning lies in corporate sponsorship. I'm paid to bandy the company's name about at frequent points of my video, even if a specific product doesn't put in an appearance. There's the sneak preview or paid preview, an exclusive scuba dive into the workings of a game coming to an internet near you. But I won't be doing those at all. If I plug a game for cash, it has to be on sale right there, right now, somewhere in the world. Adverts, sponsorships, advertorials, previews, hawking a company's wares in exchange for coin. No crime in it, provided the advertising is transparent. Why mention any of this? Sadly, YouTube has developed a culture of expectation in the audience. Your audience member sees an item on a YouTube video and automatically believes that the YouTuber was paid squillions in money to feature that item on the show. Not so. You never have to mention a damned thing that appears on your show. Unless you were paid cash, goods, or services to plug an item, in which case you must always mention the financial transaction, the corporate connection, or whatever the nature of the deal is, and you should, realistically, always mention it several times in the video purely for reasons of transparency. But I've left 2 points aside. Point 1. In making up the name of a company for comedy effect, always check the internet to see if someone else did the same thing. This video is in no way affiliated with any organization by the name of Death Star Industries, which is a shame, as I'd shoot the shit out of things with that giant space laser. And then there's point 2. If I'm paid money to review something, will I be nice to the game, the accessory, the service? You'd like to think so. The closest thing I have to go on here is Kickstarter and the few projects I backed and talked about on the channel. In the case of Alone, I thought it wasn't good to produce a rulebook using white text. When it comes to the Zen mount, I got what I wanted, but I know the camera rig had an option for a laptop holder that didn't go ahead as planned. The component collectors are fantastic, but I know I only bought them for this channel, as to me, they will always be luxury items. I can buy a game and not like something about it. Paying me to review a game is not about buying me, it's about hiring my services. I'll bring up shortcomings when I spy them. These areas of concern are going to send games companies away in search of easier reviews, I think. Can't review a game if it isn't published. Won't review a game with a sand timer, an app, or other limitations. Dexterity games are out. Games by crooks need not apply. The channel is in its early days, but I spent many nights thinking over what might happen much later. If advertisers come looking, I'll consider offers. Those are always on my terms, and companies are free to walk away. But any promotion I accept, I'll tell you about. Repeatedly, legally, transparently, and that's as it fucking should be. Off you go, and type Death Star Industries into your search engines. That's not an endorsement.